everybody. This is Angie Gade with I Feel the Rush here in Brillion, Wisconsin. Thank you for joining me again tonight. For those of you who haven't been with us before, we're here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But feel free to go back and look at our old lives to see what other wonderful projects we've been working on. If you haven't been with us, the premise of I Feel the Rush is to bring your outside adventures in so that we can take parts of those experiences and memories and bring them inside, create something new so that you can relive those experiences time and time again. So for those of you who have been here before, you'll see a lot of feathers, hides, antlers, all sorts of different things. Anything in the outdoors that I've collected along the way during our outdoor adventures with the kids, with our family, our friends. I've created lots of crazy things that you've probably never seen before. So it's summertime. We're kind of changing things up. Last weekend we did planters, something for the garden. Now I'm going a little bit off the grid as far as what we worked on before. We're taking something like a picture, so a hunting picture, a family photo of some adventure you've been on before, and we're going to make something fantastic. Now, I'm super excited about tonight because I have literally been wanting to do this project for probably 10 years, maybe more. And I've never really had the push to do it, but tonight I wanted to show you guys something you haven't probably seen before or done and explain it a little more detail because it's so simple, you will be blown away. So without further ado, I'm going to explain to you the materials I used. I'm not going to run through the whole process, but I'm going to explain exactly what the project was and give you a little tips and tricks on how you could try it at home. So if you haven't visited before, I'm going to post some additional pictures after the live out on our website at ifeeltherush.com. Also some additional pictures on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want some more detailed photos after we're done, check it out. Give me 10-15 minutes and they will be there for you to look at. If you have any questions when I'm done, shoot them in the comments below. Send me a private message. You know the drill. You know where to find me. So again, I took a picture. You got lots of these on your phone. What are you doing with them after you have them on the phone? Print some of them out to keep them for future reference, to look back and say, wow, we had a great time. We're going to take this picture and take it one step further. I had an old dresser that I picked up from someone for $25. All I did to this thing was sand it down a little bit, put a little black paint that you can get at Walmart or anywhere else. This is just a gloss paint. I really made a mess of it, so if you see pictures where everything looks all fancy and perfect, that's not how I roll. This was a real mess, but it was super simple. So you're just putting one coat of paint or whatever it takes to cover it, nicely. It was brown. I just put one coat on. I need to probably add another coat of paint to this one, but this is actually a secretary. Oh, here's a little hint into some of my Hunting for Connections business that I have going on in there. I actually keep a separate dresser for each kind of organization or business that I've been helping with. So this will be the Hunting for Connections dresser. And the reason I'm actually putting a photo on this is to give it that connection feel, because I love the idea of people connecting and making new friends and new relationships and hunting buddies or activity friends, whatever the idea might be. So basically the first step was finding my photo. Just finding a photo that I wanted to remember an awesome experience that I had. So I found one from Colorado when the whole family went, from when we went hiking. So it was Colorado or Montana, I can't remember. There's mountains in it, and you're going to see it in just a minute. Please watch to the end because you are going to be blown away. It's fantastic. So look through your old hunting journals, your scrapbooks. Maybe somebody made you a scrapbook, your mom made you a scrapbook, something like that. Find a picture, and you're going to go onto Walgreens.com, Walmart.com, wherever you buy your photos from, and you can order posters. Now, this particular poster I ordered was a 20 by 26 inches because I wanted to go rectangular, and you'll see that my drawers are missing because I'm going to show you exactly what happened. And what we're going to do is we're putting that poster across the front of those dresser drawers. So I went with a horizontal photo so that it's the long way. You could go taller. I'll just explain some details once I get that drawer in and what the difference will be depending on the picture that you select. So I used that, and then the other materials I needed was Mod Podge. And for those of you who haven't used it, Mod Podge, next to moss, I love Mod Podge the best because you can do so many different projects with this. Walmart, Amazon, super inexpensive, and it goes a long way. I've probably had this same bucket of Mod Podge for probably 3 years. So depending on the project, it's basically, it's a sealer, a glue, and a finish. So we're actually using it as all three tonight, and I'll explain that a little further as we go. So we have Mod Podge, the poster, which I think was $15. So this is probably $5, the poster's about $15. Your piece of furniture, which again, I said I got this for like $25. So I didn't want to go with something super fancy for the first time I'm trying it, but now that I've done it, believe me, if I can do this, I literally did this in less than 2 hours between the painting, the picture application, a little more time for drawing, but it's a very, very easy project. You could get the kids involved with this. It's that easy. So Mod Podge paint, poster, and piece of furniture. So I'm gonna put in the first few pieces because I know you didn't want to watch this whole process. I actually applied most of the photo ahead of time just so that I could show you as we're going. I have them kind of down here on the floor. So what I will show you before I put the whole thing together is this is part of the picture, part of the poster that was applied. So I'm going to try to explain it to you a little bit here, and then I'll explain it once I have it all together. So as you can see, the poster was actually split into sections, which was also super, super simple, and I'll explain that in a little more detail. This is just a poster. So I took my X-Acto knife and I trimmed it once I measured it north to south to see how wide I was going to need that strip. And I did it drawer by drawer, just so that I was keeping them as accurate as I could and keeping the line as straight as I could. So this is my bottom drawer. So I'm going to put this in here. All right, so we'll see how well we can actually see here. I'm going to move you a little bit. So sorry guys, I'm going to move you just a little bit so you can see a little better. Okay, so this is the bottom drawer. Bear with me. These drawers get a little tricky. This is an older piece of furniture, so they get a little tricky on getting them in and out. And I will get you closer when it's all said and done. But this is our second piece, so as you can see, you can't quite see it yet because you're a little further away. But this is my second piece. My third piece, and now you can see even from a distance that the picture is starting to come together. And my fourth piece. Now I'm going to bring you a little closer just so I can show you a little bit and explain to you a little bit better of what I did. So as you can see, this is a picture of our family. We were on a hike out in the mountains, and this was a pretty interesting hike. We saw some bears. We hiked through a thunderstorm. It was pretty wild. So so now I'll explain to you. Now you can see this was one big poster. I left this piece just so I could show you and explain to you a little bit on that. But basically what I did was I took all the dresser drawers out. I set them up so that all the faces were together, and I began to measure starting from wherever the most important part of your picture is. For example, here, I wanted the mountains to be in the picture. So I started from the top and I measured that drawer. And then I went to the next one and the next one and the next one. Now what you could do, depending on the design of your dresser, you could cut little strips. So instead of just measuring 4 inches here, 4 inches here, I could have gone 4 inches, a half inch, or whatever this measurement is, so on and so forth, all the way down. So what I did once I measured each drawer, I cut each piece and laid them out on top just so that I thought that they, you know, if I needed to do any trimming so that the picture didn't overlap where the drawer was going to open or anything like that. And then I began to Mod Podge. So basically this is a poster, so it's actually a coated piece of paper. And I put Mod Podge on the dresser, and then I centered my top piece and then continued to go down. I would start from the top, go Mod Podge down, this one, Mod Podge, this one, Mod Podge, this one. Just so you can make sure and keep your picture in line. What I wanted to show you on the edge here, I'm going to bring you over here. What I wanted to show you on the edge here was, after I was done Mod Podging it all the way to the end, I took my X-Acto knife and I went to the edge of the wood and I cut off whatever edge of the poster I didn't want on there. So this is just an example. It won't continue to hang out here. So yeah, so as you can see, like the picture's split a little bit in this example, just because I didn't actually separate by these little center pieces here, but you can get creative and do whatever you want. You could splice in those little pieces, which would bring your image all closer together. But for this purpose, for the first time doing it, I love it. I will literally, every time I look at it, I'm going to remember this trip. We got wet. We weren't sure how long it was going to take us to get back. We went to the highest peak of that mountain and we saw a lake up there that was breathtaking. It was never anything that we would have experienced had we not gone through the trudgery of the journey. So this speaks a lot to just the experiences that we have together as a family, and just this memory is something that we will always have. And instead of just having the little picture hanging up, you know, maybe somewhere that I might see it, I might not see it, I'm going to see this every single day. Every time I work at this desk, I'm going to remember that experience. And that's basically the premise of I Feel the Rush, is we want to have memory decor around the house that we will repeatedly see and bring those memories back, because I'm sure you're like me and you remember a day or a situation or something that happened that was just truly amazing. And rather than hiding it away in a scrapbook somewhere, it's right here. And everybody in the family will always see that and remember it. So like I said, I'm going to post some more pictures and I'll post some additional tips and things that I had during the process. But believe me when I say from start to finish, this job probably took me about 2 hours between painting and cutting and whatnot. So I'm really excited to do another project like this on another dresser. I've seen it done on dressers, on nightstands, on, you know, you wouldn't have to do a split picture. If you have a dresser or something that has just a plain front, put a larger 8x10 in there. You know, get creative. It doesn't have to be poster size. You don't have to measure. It doesn't have to be that difficult. But basically it was just, you know, the idea of Mod Podging a picture onto a furniture piece that you see every day. So I hope you guys like this. If you liked it, you know, please share it with your friends on Facebook and let them know that we really just are trying to build a community of people who love to share their experiences with other people, who just love the connection and like to get a little creative with our outdoor adventures and the memories that we've made. So again, my name is Angie Gade and I live in Brillion. I would love to hear from you. If you have ideas like this, if you've done something like this, please share a picture in the comments below. We would love to see it. I love to see the other ideas that people have out there. And that's it. So again, you can find us here every Thursday night with a new crazy idea for crafting. And that's it. I would love to hear from you guys. So have a great night.